So there was one Veda in the beginning. Okay, but there was one Veda means knowledge that came in the book format in the Kali Yuga, but actually it was Shruti. Krishna spoke to Brahma. Brahma, he manifested into the form of book. When you see Brahma's Vigraha, when you see Brahma's deity, Brahma must be holding a Vedas, no book, one book. Actually, the original name of Veda Vyas was Krishna Dvaipayana Muni. The original name of the son of Satyavati and Parashara is known as Krishna Dvaipayana. That's it, Krishna Dvaipayana Muni. He was born to Parashara Muni in the womb of Satyavati. So that's why his name was Krishna Dvaipayana Krishna Dvaipayana Muni. But when he got this knowledge from Parashara Muni, the Veda, he divided this Veda into 4 parts. Okay? Hear very carefully. One Veda was divided into 4 parts for the easy subject, easy matter for everyone, for easy access of everyone. So there is a shloka comes in Bhagavatam. It says, Tatrarka Vedadara Paila Samago Jaimini Kavi Vaisampayana Evaiko Shanto Yuyusam Uta. So one Veda divided into 4 parts. So this Krishna Dvaipayana Muni, he allocated to his disciples, he has a disciples, Paila Rishi, Jaimini Rishi, he has a different disciples, where he allocated the subjects to different parts to them. Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atarvakhya, Vedas, Chatvara, Uddharat, Itihasa Puranam cha, Panchamo Ved Uchyate. So he has divided this one Veda into 4 parts: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Adharvana Veda, Sama Veda. Remember these names. In the modern times, if I ask some young generation, what are the Vedas? What are the 4 Vedas? People don't have answer. So we should know. One Veda is divided into 4 parts, 4 Vedas, is known as Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Adharvana Veda. Not only that, Krishna Dvaipayana Muni, he made itihasas, he wrote itihasas, he wrote Puranas. These itihasas and Puranas are known as Panchama Vedas. Okay, remember that also, because these itihasas and Puranas are not something kalpita kathas. Remember this, these are not some imaginary stories. No, these are all actual history. So these are known as Panchama Veda. This Panchama Veda explains the other 4 Vedas. So he called Paila Rishi. He said, Vedavyas, this Krishna Dvaipayana Muni, he called Paila Rishi. Hey Paila Rishi, you take the Rig Veda. So he has given Rig Veda to Paila Rishi. And he made this Paila Rishi as a professor for the Rig Veda. So Paila Rishi is supposed to propagate this Rig Veda, maintain its Rig Veda, its original standards. Okay, just like a principal, he calls the employees, his assistants. He says, you teach this subject, you teach this subject. He makes the professors. So Paila Rishi became the professor for Rig Veda. Similarly, the disciple of Vedavyas, Krishna Dvaipayana Muni, is Jaimini Rishi. He made Jaimini Rishi as a professor for Sama Veda. Okay, Sama Veda. Then he himself, Vaisampayana, Muni, Vaisampayana Muni, he became the professor for Yajurveda. Then he called Angira Muni. He made Angira Muni as a professor for Adarvana Veda, Adarva Veda. And Itihasa and Puranas, he allocated this to Romaharshan Sutta, the father of Sutta Goswami. So once again, I am telling all the names. Devotees, hear carefully. We have 5 professors, one department, one head, Krishna Dvaipayana Muni. Krishna Dvaipayana Muni was his original name. He divided one Veda into 4 parts. These are the 4 different parts: Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda. Okay? And then he made 5th Veda, which is Itihasa and Puranas. He called Paila Rishi and he gave the subject of Rig Veda to them, Paila Rishi. And Jaimini Rishi, he gave Sama Veda to Jaimini Rishi. To Vaisampayana Muni, Yajurveda. To Angira Muni, he gave Atharvana Veda. To Romaharshan Sutta, he gave Itihasa and Puranas. So Romaharshan Sutta's son is Sutta Goswami. So this is how, from there onwards, Krishna Dvaipayana Muni, he got the name called Vedavyas. Okay? This is how he divided one Veda into different parts, totally 5 parts. Okay? Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda, Itihasa and Puranas. And he gave each one a professorship for them. Why he did that? So that he can facilitate people for their easy access. Okay? Because we cannot eat anything and everything, right? So when there are in the plate, when everything is, rice, dal, chapati, sabji is clearly kept, then we can mix. We can mix and eat. If everything is given all of a sudden, we cannot digest it, we cannot take it. So Vedavyas, Krishna Dvaipayana Muni, he became Vedavyas after dividing 4 Vedas, dividing one Rig Veda into 4 Vedas, and then Panchama Veda, Puranas. That's how Vedavyas also wrote Srimad Bhagavad Purana, which is the essential study of all the Vedic literatures. And within that, he made Aranyakas, Samhitas, Itihasas, all that. Okay. This is one categorization of the subjects of the Vedas. Okay. Up to now, we have discussed one category, what a categorization of the subject of Vedas. Now I am describing one more categorization of the Vedas. Hear carefully. So Vedas are prominently discussed about 3 things, 3 aspects: Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. I repeat. Karma Kanda, first one. Karma Kanda means you have desires. People in general, they have desires. They want to fulfill those desires. So there are some procedures given. If you want to eat meat, this is the procedure. Cut. At one shot, you should cut the animal. The animal should not cry. There should not be any tears in the eyes of the animal. An animal should be properly fed first. Within one shot, you should cut the animal. And that you should offer it to Kali. The blood you should offer it to Kali. Mamsa you should offer it to Kali. Even these rituals are there still in Islamic religions, in other religions also. So these are procedures given in the Karma Kanda. Okay, if you want good health, you follow this procedure. You want good wife, husband, follow this procedure. This is called whole section called Karma Kanda section in the Vedas. Second one is called Jnana Kanda. So after trying to fulfill so many desires continuously in our life, people become frustrated, really saying. You see presently you see the Westerners. Westerners they have all possible facilities in their life, but they are confused. frustrated, depressed. Just like we drink water, just like we drink water here, people, they drink booze, vodka, beer, drugs. Just like we take, after eating food, we take some digestive elements, right? Some jeera, some things we take, mukwas kind of. They take drugs. Just like we drink water, they drink vodka. Just like we go to temples in here, they go to restaurants, bars, like that. They are completely frustrated. They are completely frustrated. For every 1 hour, they need a cigarette, Even after having so many facilities, after fulfilling so many desires of them, but still these Westerners are frustrated. They come to the next level, that is called Gnana Kanda. Why I have desires? What is the use of this life? People, when they become 50, 60 years old, my dear devotees, hear very carefully. When we become 50, 60 years old, our body doesn't support, but still will be carried forward for the desires. Yesterday I was seeing one video. One person was interviewing one old Mataji, old woman on the beach, and she's wearing a bikini. Old woman, very, very old woman. She's wearing a bikini, and this guy is interviewing her. So, you seems to be very old? She said, yes, I'm very old. He asked, what is your age? She said 45, 50, around 50 years. Very old. Then interviewer asked, how do you feel? Then she said, my body became old, but I feel like a 26. I feel like a teenager. I have a lot of desires. So of course, interview continues. What a point I'm bringing from there is, so one point of time in our life, we should realize, we should understand, fulfilling our desires, in the process of fulfilling our desires, we forget the life. How should we live our life? Then there comes next section called Gnana Kanda. Karma Kanda is done with, we are frustrated with Karma Kanda. Then we come to the Gnana Kanda. Why? Even after trying to fulfill so many desires, why I'm suffering? What is the purpose of life? Is it just enjoying is the purpose of life? There is something, something should be more. Then the candidates, the Jiva enters into the section of Gnana Kanda. Okay, I'm not this body. It is all desires are arisen. Matra sparshastu kaunteya. These all desires are arisen just in the touch of the senses and sense objects. I'm something more deeper. I'm the spirit soul, Atman, Brahman. I'm the Aham Brahmasmi. I'm the part and parcel of Krishna. I should serve Krishna. Then the Gnana Kanda comes. Prabhupada writes, when the activities for sense gratification, namely the Karma Kanda chapter, are finished, then the chances of spiritual realization is offered in the form of the Upanishads. So that's Gnana Kanda. Then it comes to Upanishads. There are other parts of the Vedas. So Bhagavad Gita is such one Upanishad, a part of Mahabharata. Yes, part of Mahabharata. And I said Mahabharata is considered as a Itihasa, Puranas. These are considered as a Panchama Vedas. Okay. So when we start reading Bhagavad Gita, then we understand what is a life, how we should live our life. Yes. We stop our struggling for existence. Otherwise, in the name of fulfilling our desires, we continuously struggle for existence. Then after Gnana Kanda, after understanding Bhagavad Gita, we surrender to Krishna. Then we start our Upasana Kanda. We perform bhakti to Krishna. Right now we are acquiring the knowledge, what is a life, how we should live our life. Through the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, yes, Gnana Kanda. So, That is the third section called Upasana Kanda. Performing Upasana, service to the Lord, bhakti to the Lord, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or only eating prasadam, following Ekadashi Vrata, following Janmashtami, Ramanavami festivals, celebrating festivals. These are called upasanas. Serving the deities, serving the Lord, taking darshan of the Lord every day. This is called upasana. Especially worshipping, serving the Archa Vigrahas. Especially in this age of Kali Yuga, deity worship is very much important. We can focus our drishti, our eyes, our mind in the beautiful darshan of Krishna. This is called upasana. Worshipping the lovable Lord, Ishtadeva. For some maybe Ishtadeva may be Rama, some may be Ishtadeva may be Krishna. So we recommend make the Krishna as your lovable personality in your life. Worship him, think about him, feel for him, love him. So this is called real upasana. This is how three subjects are prominently explained in the Vedas. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes one place, Vedanta. So this is the second type of categorization of Vedas. Now I am going to explain you the third categorization of Vedas. Please, devotees, very much carefully hear this. There are 6 systems of philosophy. So Vedanta is the 6th one. Whole Vedas, they describe 6 types of philosophy. Whole Vedic literatures, they describe about the 6 systems of philosophy. So please hear carefully. Vaisheshika, Nyaya, Sankhya, Yoga, Purvamimamsa, Vedanta. These are the 6 systems of philosophy. In other way, it is called 6 darshans of the Vedas. 6 systems of Indian philosophy. These are prominently, even in the Western studies, they study this, the 6 systems of philosophy. Whoever has studied Vedas, they should be properly aware of this. Okay? First one is, I am giving a clear, just a glimpse of this understanding. In any philosophy, there are 3 things are mentioned. How the creation happened. In any philosophy, there are 3 things mentioned. How the creation happened, how the creation functions, and how do we achieve our goal. These are the 3 things every philosophy speaks. I mean, in technical terms, in Sanskrit technical terms, these are called Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. Sambandha means how it got created, what is my relationship with the Krishna, with the God, with that created, who created it. What is the process, how to achieve that relationship. Prayojana is love. What is the end result of the process? It may sound more technical for you, but try to understand, hear carefully, you will get it. So, I will give a very gross example of this Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. Sambandha means how you are connected to Gita4youth. What is your connection with Gita4youth? Are you the member? Are you the preacher? Are you the admin? How you are connected? So, you are connected through Google Meet, You are connected to WhatsApp. You are the member. So that is called Sambandha Gyan. What is a relationship? The second thing is Abhideya. What you are supposed to do after getting connected to Gita4youth, after getting connected to Google Meet, you join now, what you are supposed to do? What is the process? Here now the process is hearing. You are hearing carefully. The process in general is we should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we should daily hear Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavad Gita, understand the aspects of Bhagavad Gita into our life, practically implement in our life, This is called abhideya, process. Then the third thing is prayojana. What you will get, what you will gain after following the process. That is love of God, Krishna prema. We develop love for Krishna. We will have a peaceful lifestyle. We can face the biggest challenges in the life. This is called prayojana. Okay. So here, all these six systems of philosophy also describes these three things. First one is Sankhya. Sankhya says it all about elements. It counts the elements. Mixture of these elements, the creation happened. Yes, Sankhya. I'm not going more deep into the six systems of philosophy. I'm just giving a clear cut, just a glimpse of it. Okay, devotees. So Sankhya, there is something called Vaisheshika. There is something called Nyaya. There is something called Yoga, Purva Mimamsa, Uttar Mimamsa. Uttar Mimamsa is also known as Vedanta. So Prabhupada in the purport, he writes, can you show that line? Vedanta. Prabhupada writes this statement in the purport. That's why I am discussing this. Vedas prominently describe about six systems of philosophy. In that, Vedanta is very much important. Vedanta, can you highlight that statement? Prabhupada writes, Arjuna, as a student and friend of Lord Krishna, is as advised to rise himself to the transcendental position of Vedanta philosophy. Vedanta philosophy. Veda plus Anta. Vedanta. So we should come to the conclusions of the Vedas. So Vedanta, six systems of philosophy. Vedanta is a conclusion of the Vedas. Krishna is concluding the Vedas in this one shloka. In this one shloka, Krishna is concluding Vedanta philosophy. He is telling, Traigunya Vishya Veda. These all Vedas, they describe about three modes of material nature. Yes, three modes of material nature. Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Arjun, he come out of all these three gunas. Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvasto Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Yes. So Krishna is one sense, he is concluding the Vedic knowledge and he is giving the essential conclusion, Vedanta, Veda plus Anta, to Arjuna. The ultimate purpose of all the Vedas is to elevate, right? We discussed yesterday, purpose, facilitate and elevate. So when we elevate, we should come to this point of surrender to Krishna. So tomorrow we will discuss about Nistraigunyo, Nirdvandvo, Niryoga, Kshema. These three things we will discuss tomorrow. So Krishna is concluding his teachings to Arjuna in this shloka. He is saying, hey Arjun, you are my dear friend, you are my student. You should come to the point of Vedanta philosophy. Vedanta philosophy means very plain, very, very clearly. In three words, I am saying Vedanta philosophy. Who are we? Who is God? What is Sambandha Gyan? I am the servant of Krishna. Krishna, my supreme Lord. This is a relationship. I am the servant. This is a Sambandha Gyan. Abhideya, I should serve Krishna with the Navavida Bhakti, 9 process of devotional service. And Prayojana, we will get the love of God. We will get the Krishna Prema. This is called Prayojana. This is a Vedanta philosophy in short. This is the third way of categorizing the Veda subjects of the Vedas. Hare Krishna. Hope it's clear. There are 3 ways I categorize the whole subjects of Vedas. Number one, we discussed how Vedavyas, he categorized, divided into 4 Vedas and Panchama Veda, which is Puranas, Samhitas. And then we discussed Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. Then we discussed 6 systems of philosophy, and the conclusion is Vedanta. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments, devotees? What we discussed? Any questions, comments, anybody has? These are the subjects of the Vedas. Various ways we can see all this.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mriganka Prabhu.
As this knowledge is very vast and very complex,
Yes.
so for knowing we know, but is it necessary to know it or to remember it for future to continue our devotional service, or in the path of bhakti? I think means for preaching it can be necessary, but is it necessary to remember that these things?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your question. Yes, it's necessary. See, when we study some subject, when we know more details about it, then we value it. Nowadays, people have this question, I'm not getting interest in subjects. I'm not getting interest in my subject to study. Why? Because we don't value that subject. If you have a value for the subject, how much you value it, then we get interest. How you will get to value? How you will know the importance of it? So when we go more deeper into it, then we value it. So here we are trying to understand the details, intricacies, details of the subject, so that we can value it, so that we can give importance to it, and so that we can follow it afterwards. You got this?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, I think there is some chat box question. We'll take the last one. Prabhuji, are original Vedas manuscripts written format still existing? No, it's not existing. Not existing. So whatever Smriti Parampara it came, it is there. Sanskrit verses are there. Original manuscripts are not available. When you say original manuscripts, so you are referring to what is there in the hands of Brahma, right? In the hands of Brahma. Maybe you are asking whatever the Veda Vyas has divided. So there were there, but all got burnt. I hope you all know this story, how it got burnt. It took 30 years. I think 30 years? No, I think, 30 days or 40 days it took to burn all the manuscripts. It was there in our universities, Vishwavidyalayas. Yes, but it got burnt, all that. Original manuscripts are not available now, but the purpose and the purports of it are still available. Yes, originally, as it is available. Okay, devotees, I thank all of you. We'll end here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.